Yo, yo, yo. What up, Mitch?
What's going on, man?
Not much, brother. Hey, man, thanks for jumping on tonight, filling in for Nick. Appreciate that,
Absolutely.
brother. But yeah,
I'm excited.
it's gonna be a fun night, man. I'm glad to have you on. First time we've had a special guest, so it's an honor to have you as our first one.
Dude, you don't know how fucking excited I am for this. I know I got big shoes to fill with Nick Nasty being out, but I'm going to do my best to hold it down, man.
we can do a Web Slinger 69 hot take tonight.
Oh, all right. All right.
Oh
I
shit.
like that.
Well, anyways, if you don't know now, you do. This is Over the Octagon podcast. And the guy we have on tonight is my boy, Mitch. He is actually one of the biggest reasons why I have this podcast. And I'll tell you why, because him and his buddies have a podcast. And I was a very religious listener to their podcast. And they kind of inspired me to start my own. And then obviously the Overs Club, which I talk about every single podcast. But yeah, man, Mitch, thanks for being on, brother.
Yeah, man. Obviously, we always appreciated your support over at the Broke Boys. We'll be
Yes,
back
sir.
soon.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, we took some time off just to kind of hash some things out with nothing between us, but just to make things a little bit cleaner. Kind of seeing what you're doing too with I don't know, I like y'all's flow. You know, I've listened to a few. I try to keep up with it the best I can, and you got a clean flow. You know, from the first episode to now, a lot of respect to y'all. You know, it takes some balls to start a podcast. You know, just putting your face out there, and y'all are doing a hell of a job. So props to y'all.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Yeah, I know I definitely took a second today and thought to myself, like, damn, we're 14 episodes in. So this is episode 14. And listening back from the first episode to now, you know, we've upgraded audio quality, we've upgraded a bunch of different things. And now it's just kind of free flowing. You know, we get on, we do a little audio check, and boom, we're in there. It's no longer 30 minutes before we're trying to figure things out, and we're just jumping right in and going. So, and then obviously the fights have been fucking great here these past few months. So it's been a lot to talk about.
Yeah, the UFC is doing what they do. You know what I mean? They are just fucking these fight nights, man.
Dana White made some promises when he says he only wants bangers.
Dude,
He gives us bangers.
it really is just like, how are we witnessing, you know, and we'll get into it, but Pavlovich versus Blades on a fight night.
I know, that's wild. I actually told Nick that the other day. I said, dude, that should be a pay-per-view fight. But this is a free fight we're getting.
I know it is.
And then we just got Max Holloway, which we're about to talk about, on a fucking fight night as well. So, but
man, yeah.
Anyways, we'll get right into the fight night, man. It's kind of crazy. We have 3 fight nights in a row. One of them's not the greatest, which is going to be not the next one, but the next one after that. It's okay, but these next 2, the last one we just had and the next 2, it's like, man, we've got some fights on there that are going to really shake up some divisions, some rankings, and it's going to set some people up for some contenders. But yeah, this past fight night, man, we had a lot of decisions and a lot of finishes. So
yeah,
it didn't disappoint by any means. I think at first I was kind of like not impressed by the card. And then after I got through the prelims, I said, damn, this is setting up to be a fucking good ass card. And then bam, the main card did not disappoint by any means.
Yeah, even Pedro Munoz being on the prelims, right?
Yeah, he was on the prelims. He wasn't, I don't think he was happy about. No, he was on the main card.
Yeah, he was the first
fight. No, Guido, Clay Guido was and Garcia was the first fight. But one of them was upset about not being on the prelims.
The fake retirement?
Oh, dude, how funny was that?
Do you like that?
I thought it was funny. Apparently, obviously, Dana did not think it was funny at all.
I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I didn't think so either. I think he got when they asked him after in the press conference, he was like, "What did you think about the retirements tonight?" And he was like, "I was pissed." He was like, "We're running a show here. It took time away from everything," and then he wasn't very happy with that. So I don't know how that's going to affect Blake Guida going in the long run. Probably not at all because he's a fucking veteran of the UFC. So I highly doubt that's going to
Yeah, he
affect
has
him at
the
all.
what second or third most, or first or second most fights in in UFC history.
Yeah, I know he
Right?
he
Yeah.
along he along with Max Holloway broke some records.
Oh yeah.
There was a couple of records broken because we also had in the prelims we had Zach Cummings and Ed Herman double retirement fight.
Yeah, and that was sick.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. And like I've always liked Ed Herman too. Like watching the UFC as long as I have, he was one of the guys that set the tone in the UFC early too. And to see him and Cummings go out together, that was pretty cool.
Put their gloves in the center and
I like that a lot.
just pay their respect to the game.
And it was a good ass fight.
I know.
It wasn't like a boring ass retirement fight. It was actually pretty good. It went all three rounds almost, and then it finished in a knockout. But still, good ass fight in my opinion. And then even on the prelims too, we had Gillian Robertson, and then she beat Rodriguez via submission. I think right now she's got almost the second or third most finishes by women in the UFC.
So much tenure and veterans on this card. Just, I mean, Arnold Allen's probably the newest of the guys on here, and Azamat, I don't know how you fucking say his name.
Well, this podcast is all about mispronouncing everybody.
Murzakanov.
One of those guys you can never pronounce their names, like a Magomed Murgamernimov.
Yeah. Don't get me started. That's gonna be a part of my hot take when we get talking about the Dagestanian.
Good. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, even the ladies didn't disappoint, man. Like Bruna Brazil and Denise Gomez. That fight was awesome. I was shocked that Gomez knocked her out like she did. That was a hell of a fight, man. I know me and you were texting each other during it.
Yeah, the women's fights, aside from maybe a handful that we could probably count at the top of our heads, the women's fights never disappoint.
Unless they're Rose versus
That's what I'm saying. You can literally count on your hand how many women's fights disappoint. They just fucking brawl.
I tell you what, though, that first fight, the decision where they gave Jocelyn Edwards the decision, that was by far one of the worst calls I have ever seen.
I was going to ask you this too. They got to do something about that, right?
Oh, it's been bad recently.
This year has been the worst when it comes to that guy or girl obviously won, and then somehow they fucking choose the other person wins. It's like there's no fucking way.
Yeah, that was right? Rough. I don't even know how that was. Oh, I realize I know we were talking about it, but I now see which fight it was and who it was talking. It was Brandon Ravel, which is the one I wanted to talk about. Brandon Ravel getting the knockout via the knee against Nikola. He should have been on the main card.
Oh, I mean, that was vicious.
I mean, he's the fourth ranked flyweight. With that win, I think he might get either a title shot or something big. I mean, he's probably going to get the winner of Moreno Pantoja.
Yeah, you're top 5. You get a knockout like that, you have to.
Yeah, because
anybody else would.
Oh, 100%. I mean, right now you got to think in that division, they got a couple of fights coming up. You got Moreno Pantoja coming up. Then they announced Figueroa versus Manel Cape is also announced. So that's the number 1, number 2, and the champ all have set up fights. I think Kai France is supposed to fight. Who did they have him set up for? And I'm having a brain fart right now, but he has a fight coming up.
I'm trying to look. I was trying to look at all the future cards and all the fights. Man, just looking through this, like Nunez, Pena 3.
Oh, that's gross. Ugh.
What?
I could have dealt without that, to be honest.
Why?
Dude, they don't need to fight Nunez 3 times, dude.
Nunez's retirement fight.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, she wants to be a mother. She's expressed that.
It's got to be. Let her go out there, dominate, win, and retire. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. She is the best women's champ ever.
Who, Nunez?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got another hot take too for that.
Okay.
I got one for the men and one for the women.
All right, bet. We'll save that for the hot takes. But yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
to have Ravel on the prelims of a fight night is kind of disrespectful, in my opinion, to him, especially after what he did. He definitely deserves a pay-per-view fight next, if not a contender fight for the champ. So we'll see about that.
100%.
Let's get into the main card a little bit. We had a lot of knockouts that didn't disappoint. Clay Guida Garcia obviously went to the decision. Then we had the fake retirement. I don't know why Clay Guida even wants to continue fighting. Hell of heart, but dude, come on, man. That fight, you did not show up. He should have retired, to be quite honest. He did not look good in that fight.
I mean, I guess he was honest about just not wanting to do it in Kansas City.
I guess so.
But I mean, yeah, he needs to retire.
Yeah, he's got to go, and I hate to see him go, but come on, man, you can only do so much. You ain't the lightning fast, crazy, reckless Clay Guida that we know anymore.
No, not at 38-20.
No, not at all. And then Pedro Munez put on a show against Chris Gutierrez. That was a good ass fight.
Looked good.
Looked real good, man. Fucking, let's see. And then the knockouts, man.
You may be asking yourself
damn, we just had an ad pop up on that. I thought I had that muted. Oh well. But yeah, Cutelaba, man, with that knockout. The TKO looked great.
He looked dangerous.
Very. Oh man, there's so many people that looked good that night, or looked good on Saturday, that did not disappoint.
He was the other knee knockout, right?
No, that was Edson Barboza.
No, that was Edson. Man, that was just good. It's good to see Edson happy and just whooping ass.
Dude, everybody doubted him too. And you know what sucks is, as a betting guy, I did have Billy Q because he's trying to make a name for himself. But Barboza's such a veteran, and he just showed that veteran technique and getting that first round knockout at that. It wasn't even like a second or third. It just came out of nowhere, and then just bam, hit the floor.
No, it was like, holy shit, this fight's about to be a banger, and then boom.
Because I mean, even if you listen to the commentary in that fight, Daniel Cormier was like hyping Billy Q up. He's like, if Billy Q keeps this pressure going, he's gonna win this fight no problem. And then bam, out of nowhere, right when he finished the sentence, knee hit the floor.
I know. And he's so happy right now, Edson is, and it's just good to see another vet, just like y'all were talking to Rob Font last week.
Oh yeah.
Just coming out and like, y'all forgot about me? Nah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rob Font put on a show. Hell of a first few fights. But the main event did not disappoint. I think everybody kind of expected or I don't know if everybody did, but I put in my Discord when I put in my bets. I said, this is about to be a clinic fight. There's levels to this shit, and it clearly showed. Arnold Allen's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's got power in his hands. He's a great striker. But when there is levels in fighting, there's nobody better to teach someone levels than Max Holloway.
Man, he looked sharp, and he obviously showed that he still got that damn chin, man. I don't know when it's gonna go. His fucking chin is insane.
Oh, dude, he's never been knocked down.
He took Arnold's best shot multiple times in a round.
Oh yeah,
and you could hear it.
And then he said even after the fight, he's like, dude, come on, man. Like, I tried to go this whole entire fight without getting a black eye, and I got a fucking black eye because of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to even think, like, you're trying to go a whole fight without even getting striked, like hit. But yeah, Max Holloway.
I know they were booing him at the beginning of the fight.
I know. But that's because, that crowd, man, it sucked, to be honest.
Yeah, that was like the most action that they showed all night. was them booing
Yeah,
a guy
I wasn't a
from
fan of
the
it.
UK.
I was not a fan of the crowd at all. But Max Holloway, 147 significant strikes, total strikes landed 149. So 147 of his 149 landed strikes were significant, that's impressive, man. Max Holloway never disappoints. He passed 3,000 plus strikes, most strikes thrown in, most significant strikes landed in the UFC history. You're never going to get a bad fight out of Max Holloway, and he's still young, man. He's still got a lot of time left in him. He's 31, so he's a year older than me. So
yeah, he'd whoop your ass.
Oh, dude, he'd fuck me up. I don't know though, man. I don't know. I'd give him a run for his money. Just kidding. He'd fuck me up. He'd fuck me up.
Come on.
No, I'm just kidding. No, his speed would fuck me up. I ain't even remotely skilled enough to fight anybody in the UFC at all. So, but Arnold Allen, hell of a competitor. He definitely has a good run coming. Just Max Holloway had to show him, teach him a little lesson, teach him that there's levels to it, show him that there's you got a long way to go, but you're getting there, you know?
Yeah, and the big question is, I think Volk had a great response after the fight where it's like, he needs to get out of my division and quit beating up my contenders.
Right?
Where does Max go from here?
I think that there was talks about him. He called out the Korean Zombie. I did see that, which
that's a murder.
That is a murder. I was at the fight when Korean Zombie fought Volk, and Volk just pieced up the Korean Zombie. So if Volk's doing that,
legacy fight.
Yeah. So now Max Holloway is just gonna, if he gets the fight against the Korean Zombie, I'm taking Max Holloway $1,000 hammer. You know.
Isn't it wild though how much faster Volk looked than Max when they fought the last time?
Oh yeah.
And how good, I know people are giving Volk his flowers and shit now, but I don't think he's getting enough.
Volk is a legend.
Dude, he is ridiculous.
I mean, look at his performance against Islam. I mean, you stepped up a weight class, which don't even get me started on the fact that I had Volk winning that fight personally. But to step up a weight class against a guy like Volk or a guy like Islam, who is arguably right now in that division the best wrestler, not probably the best striker, but the best wrestler by far. And Volk did numbers about getting up. He said what he said, he did. And Max Holloway and him have fought 3 times, and all 3 of the fights have gone to a decision.
I know. Would you want to see a 4th?
Hell yeah, I want to see a 4th.
I know that it's Max, but do you really see Max having a chance against him?
No, Volk's going to have to figure something out. I want to see Max fight Yair Rodriguez again.
That'd be, I would pay whatever money.
That's personally the fight to make for me. But God. I know Yair's gonna fight Volk, and if Volk does win, then I think Yair gets the fight against Max. Winner of that gets to fight Volk. If Yair does end up beating Volkanovski, I don't know where Volk goes from there. I don't see him fighting another featherweight fight. He might step up, gain a little weight, and move up a weight class and try from there, because he put on a hell of a performance against the champ of the division up. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen from there? But I would love to see Max versus Yair too. That would be great.
What's a good matchup for Volk at 155? I think could you imagine him and Poirier?
That'd be good. That would be good. I think if Islam couldn't do what he wanted with Volk, I don't think Dustin will be able to, and they're going to have to strike it out. And that's the only problem I have, is Dustin can strike really well. Dustin strikes better than Islam, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be but Volk strikes better than Islam. So that's going to be a tough fight. I don't think Volk steps up and fights. I don't know. It's going to be tough to call. I'd like to see
Yeah.
him win against Yair and then try to go for the double belt again. If
I
that's
got a
the
question
case.
for you. I got a
What's-
question for you about Max.
What's up?
Do you consider him a gatekeeper now, even though he has been the champ before?
I'm gonna say no. Yeah, actually, yes. More than likely. Oh, man, I don't know. I'm looking at the division right now. So if he's gatekeeping the division, then he's got
Yeah.
a rude awakening, thinking that he's got easy competition below him. I think Arnold Allen was top competition, but then you still got people like Ilya, who are up and coming and could easily slip into the top 5 if he gets a huge win over Josh Emmett.
Yeah.
And then if he gets a fight if he wins against Josh Emmett and then he gets a fight against a top 2, top 3, then definitely, and Max wins, then definitely, then no doubt about it, he's gatekeeping the division. Something's got to change. But Josh Emmett losing to Yair like he did doesn't give me much confidence against Ilya, because I think Ilya is the best, like the most underrated in the top 10 right now, who has the potential to be top 1, top 2 before the end of the year.
Who's he fighting next? Ilya.
He's fighting Josh Emmett.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, so Emmett obviously coming off the loss against Yair, and now he's getting the fight against Ilya. That's going to be a hell of a fight. So that featherweight division could get shaken up. I think Brian Ortega just needs to step the fuck back. He's the one that's about to ask you about him. He's gatekeeping the top 5. So
he's good though, man.
He's good, but he's past his time, I think.
Yeah. I think his title run was, seconds away. He had Volk on the ropes.
Yeah, and then
Volk comes out and gets him. Yeah, and then and gets.
I think he's getting hyped up because of that, you know?
Yeah, I see that.
So, and then we also got Bryce Mitchell getting Masvar. That's going to be that is officially announced, new lineup for 288. I know that was down on our list, but we'll go ahead and just say it now since we're on the featherweight topic. You know, that fight is now announced. So 11 versus number 10. So winner of that fight is going to get fight's going to get a top 10.
Yeah.
So
if Bryce wins, could we see a Bryce and Edson fight?
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Barboza looked. With the win like that, he's definitely going to get a bigger fight next.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to fight who wants to be in the top 10. Well, Bryce will probably go to the top 10 if he beats, if he wins his next fight, right?
Yeah, he'll probably move to 10, he'll probably move to 10 or 9.
So you have a pretty much top who wants to be in the top 10 fight with him and Edson.
Yeah, damn, that's actually a good fight to play right there. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. Anything else you want to add to the fight night? I think we kind of covered all the things.
I think we're good. It was a good card.
It was. Definitely did not disappoint. I was very happy to see Max put on a clinic. Everybody loves Max Holloway. I think he's definitely one of those guys. If you don't like Max Holloway, something's wrong with you. I don't see how you could not like Max.
Yeah, you're a bitch if you don't like him.
All right. Love that. And then we got the next fight night coming up. 2 heavyweights who are headlining the card. And these heavyweights aren't like, top 5 or top 10s. These are top 5 heavyweights.
This is a wild fucking fight.
So you got the number 4 Curtis Blades and the number 3 Pavlovich going at it for the main event. I want to cover a little bit of the undercards though, because I like some of the fights on there. We have Muhammad Usman. You got Kamaru's brother fighting Junior Tafa. Tafa coming off a big win. Usman is a monster in himself. How his brother looks the way he does, and then he looks like this, like, you know who was the protector as they were growing up.
Yeah, that's gonna be a banger, man.
Like, that's a hell of a heavyweight fight, and then that's in the prelims. So if that tells you anything about the main card, then I don't know what does. And then in the main card, we have fights like Bobby Green taking on Jared Gordon. I know Jared Gordon's coming off that win against Paddy Pimblett, that controversial loss against Paddy Pimblett, which to me, I think the whole world thought Jared Gordon won that fight.
Yeah.
So, and then you have Bobby Green coming off that loss against Drew Dober, the Crimson Chin himself, which I love Drew Dober, man. Oh my God, that guy, you can't not like that guy. And then Bobby Green taking the L to him. I still think Bobby Green's got it in him. Jared Gordon, I don't know how I see this fight going, to be quite honest with you. I think Bobby Green could easily knock Jared Gordon out, unless Jared Gordon can figure out a way to get him to the ground. This is a huge step up in competition, in my opinion, from Paddy Pimblett to Jared Gordon, or from Jared Gordon
to Bobby Green
fighting Paddy Pimblett to Bobby Green.
I mean, you're fighting the freaking vet of the game.
So
he's smarter. I love these these are just high level fights to me when these older guys go at it, because they do like to be careless at times, and one of them might get caught. But it's just, I like watching older guys fight.
I agree.
Like the Christian Rodriguez and Rojas.
Yeah.
Y'all were talking about last week.
Oh yeah.
Just how Christian made him look like an 17, 18-year-old.
Like I said, it's levels, man. It's levels. Like it doesn't matter how old you are. If you don't have that experience in front of a crowd in the octagon like Christian Rodriguez did, and Rojas, he just didn't live up in the moment, and that's why he lost that fight. And I called that too. I knew it was coming, and I picked him to win because I got ahead of myself. But when I started watching the fight, I knew right away, like, there's levels to that fight for sure.
Well, when he popped on his back within the first minute and a half, and he's exerting all his energy trying to choke him out.
Yep.
I got a question though.
What's up?
I got a question. Putting you on the spot here.
All right.
You said if Nick Nasty was in a cage with a 18, 19-year-old, that his grown man strength would be able to, whoop that kid's ass.
All right, let me tell you something about Nick Nasty.
I know he's disgusting, okay? He's a fucking animal. But are you taking Nick Nasty or Rojas?
Oh man. All right. So I would take Rojas Jr. obviously, because dude, he's in the UFC, but there's definitely, to get in the UFC is unlike any other, but there's no doubt in my mind, amateurly, like amateur fighting level. Yeah. If Nick actually was doing that like he should be, he would be doing something special. That dude, he has a gift that I've never seen anybody in my life.
Can we get some videos of this? Because the legend of Nick Nasty, just
Hey, I'll hype my boy up all the time, man. I don't even want to talk about myself, because Nick. There's levels to Nick's striking and his grappling.
Your first episode ever was, man, this guy can fucking fight.
Oh,
when you introduced him.
Yep. Yeah, Nick can fucking throw some hands, dude. And to be honest, if he could probably beat somebody in the UFC. But like I said, Nick, I could go over some shit about Nick, man. Like, I'll tell you one thing that Nick does, and this will blow your mind to think about. So I talk to Nick almost every day. Obviously, he's my best friend. I've known him since we were little kids. We've grown up together, fighting together, wrestling together. So Nick right now, dude, he's training for an Ironman. So he's doing an Ironman in like 2 weeks. So he's been putting he's been doing a lot of effort into that. But he wakes up, he goes to the gym. This is how disciplined he is, Mitch. I'm telling you, bro. He wakes up, he goes to the gym, he works out, he comes home, goes to work. He gets off work, he runs from the Brave Stadium all the way to Windy Hill to train at X3. He does boxing class for an hour. He does Muay Thai for an hour. and then he does jujitsu, or he does jujitsu for an hour, and then he does boxing or Muay Thai for an hour, and then he runs back home.
After all that?
After all that, wakes up, does it. He does it 3 to 4 times a week.
Bro, I need to come up there and train with him. I
Like-
didn't know he was doing that at Windy Hill. I need to come get my ass beat.
Like, that's how disciplined he is when it comes to what he does. But he's been so focused on training for the Ironman that he hasn't really like put a lot of effort. But he does have an amateur fight coming up. He did tell me he has an amateur boxing fight coming up in like 2 months, and he wants me to corner him. So I'm actually gonna show up,
Where?
corner him. I don't know where. He's got to give me more details.
Is this breaking news?
Yeah, this is breaking news. He told me this like a couple weeks ago, but I didn't break it on the podcast. I forgot to even talk about it.
Man, I hope you don't get in trouble. He's gonna whoop your ass.
I'd be all right. But
Well,
yeah.
props to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
nah.
the legend just lives on with that guy, man.
Nah,
And
he's a fucking beast.
And as wild and as much as, you know, his level of fighting is with how good and whatnot, he is, you know, me and my girl used to go see him up here at the bar close to us,
Oh yeah.
and just one of the most gracious guys, man. Just
Oh yeah, he's a good dude.
heart of gold.
Yeah, good dude. Oh, I forgot to highlight another one. I'm looking at the prelims too. Francis Marshall coming
Yeah.
back again. I forgot to mention him coming off of that big win in his first fight night. The last fight night he was in, Dana White Contender Series guy. He looks great. I'm heavy on Francis Marshall and that fight against William Gomez. So can't wait to watch him fight again. But then the main event, man. Let's talk about this. Pavlovich Blades, winner of this, man. What's gonna happen?
I mean, so looking at the fights that are booked, this was pretty interesting to me. Let me see where it was. It was July 8th. The Brandon Moreno fight.
Yeah,
One of the websites I saw, it might have been on the UFC website, had them as the co-main event. Like they were waiting on Stipe and John Jones to be the main event.
correct.
So I guess, I mean, if Stipe or John, whoever wins, they might both retire that same night. So
Yeah, so I was gonna
they're-
talk about that later on. So John did tweet like a possible retirement fight against Stipe in Madison Square Garden. I think that would be awesome. Even though I
Yeah.
want to see John continue, I think he's proved his point though.
Yeah, he wants to fight the, you know, arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time. And man, could you have made this? I guess you couldn't because you don't know if they're gonna retire, but this could be the interim heavyweight championship.
You could have potentially, if they were gonna retire, if they knew of like officially that this was gonna be a retirement fight between them two, then yes, they would definitely.
Yeah.
I would say so. But who do you think's gonna win? Because I have mixed feelings,
And I know what I'm gonna say. You're gonna place it into you know, your bets. And so you know, I hope you know all the pressure I have on me right now that I'm putting on myself.
Oh no, you're good.
Pavlovich knocks guys out in the first round.
I agree.
Past 3-4 fights, knockout first round. Curtis Blades, if he gets past that first round, I think it's a long night for Pavlovich.
Oh, is that would be a hot take in my opinion, and I think I don't disagree. Curtis Blades is by far the better wrestler.
Yeah.
But he's been knocked out. He's been knocked down, and he's been knocked down by worse guys. I mean, he got knocked out by Derek Lewis in the second round, you know? So
Yeah.
if Pavlovich just catches him one good time and the power behind his punches, I don't know if Blades can resist, like can take it. But Blades' wrestling is levels above what Pavlovich is used to. Pavlovich has fought nothing but heavyweight strikers, you know, the big boys, the fat guys who just throw them heavy swings.
Yeah.
And-
Tuivasa.
Yeah, to Avasa type shit. But I could see potentially Curtis Blades definitely utilizing his wrestling, which he's going to have to. But if Pavlovich was smart and worked on his takedown defense at all, I think he could potentially win the fight via knockout. This fight's not going.
Yeah.
This fight's not going 5 rounds.
No. I mean,
Not-
Curtis Blades fought twice last year and had 2 knockouts.
Yeah, it's not going 5 rounds. It's either going to go one or two ways. Either Curtis Blades is going to finish him on the ground, or Pavlovich is going to knock him out standing up. But and it's a close, the plus 150, minus 175 odds. So, I mean, it's definitely a pretty even, fair fight. And Curtis Blades is the favorite going into it, probably based off just his wrestling skills alone. But I don't know.
Yeah.
You're probably right, though. If it gets past the first round, Blades could definitely easily take the fight. But it's got to get past. It's got to get past the first 5 minutes.
I definitely think Pavlovich is better than Tom Aspinall.
Wait. Okay, keep on going. Hot take coming up.
But wasn't Aspinall being talked about just like Pavlovich, and Curtis Blades knocked him out in 15 seconds?
Okay, so that fight was bullshit. Let's keep it real here. Tom Aspinall fucking broke his leg.
But what has he done? I mean,
So let's be real here. Tom Aspinall fucking hurt his leg. Early stoppage.
well, maybe he needs to train his legs better.
I am gonna put a hot take out there, and I don't even care what you say. Tom Aspinall is the only competition in the top 5 for John Jones.
Wow. And I thought that.
If Tom Aspinall's healthy, he beats everybody in the top 4. Tom Aspinall was going to beat Curtis Blades, 100%.
Who he hasn't lost in the UFC, right?
Who?
Aspinall.
Well, besides Curtis Blades.
Yeah, which was obviously horseshit, but
I mean, dude, he knocked out Sergey Spivak. He submitted Volkov. He's beat Ovlovsky and submitted Ovlovsky. Dude, Tom Aspinall is a demon.
He beat the big boys.
And it is a 15-second round 1 TKO KO due to an injury. You can't take that against Tom Aspinall. He was going to beat Curtis Blades.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so, dude. Tom Aspinall is fucking good, dude.
Okay, so Connor was going to beat Dustin in their 3rd fight.
Yeah, well, Connor's the GOAT. Connor's the GOAT. Fuck Dustin Poirier.
Do you really feel that way?
Yeah, dude. I don't.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Come
on, man. If there's one fighter in the UFC that I will say fuck you to, is Dustin Poirier. Fuck him.
Does Nick Nasty feel the same way?
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. You want to get nasty as a McGregor fiend.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
man,
dude.
He's got to be on here next time so we can just.
Dude, well, Nasty's Caribbean and Irish, bro. So you already know he's all about that shit.
That guy.
Oh, he loves Conor McGregor, bro. But Nasty's fucking favorite fighter ever is fucking Ken Shamrock. So, or Frank and Ken Shamrock.
I saw you post that
Mm-hmm.
old Ken Shamrock.
Yep.
Fight on your story.
But yeah, I think the winner of this. I mean, if let's say, for example, John Jones does retire and Stipe retires after the fight, and Sergey or Blades wins, Cyril Gane got embarrassed by John Jones. Tom Aspinall's coming back. I think Tom Aspinall gets the winner.
I think so too. Where does Cyril go, man?
Dude, I don't know. After that embarrassing loss, I think he gets the loser. Or vice versa.
You think Aspinall beats Cyril?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bad?
Yeah. Yeah, wow. Dude, I'm telling you, Tom Aspinall's wrestling is good. He submits people. John Jones made it light work with Cyril Gane. Tom Aspinall's going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Pavlovich's only loss? He got knocked out by Alistar.
Yeah, it was like one of his first or second fights, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was his first in like the 2019 maybe. Crazy to think he's
And he's a big son of a bitch, dude. He's a big dude. So he's got an 84-inch reach versus Blaze's 80-inch reach. So
you think I think Blades goes for early takedowns.
he's got to. That's
Try,
all, I think it's the
tries
only way
to
he
tries to
wins.
tire him out.
So
But-
that one definitely, if you're going to be a betting guy, I know the odds on this is probably going to suck, but this fight is not going the distance. So if you find a good way to parlay, not going the distance or the under in the rounds, that's the way to go in this fight. I think it goes, if anything, 2.5 rounds
with a Pavlovich knockout is what you're calling.
with a Pavlovich knockout. Yep.
Mm.
And then
I guess we'll see.
And then we set up Blades Aspinall rematch and Pavlovich winner of that for the interim or against John Jones when he beats Stipe.
I mean, dude, so many people on Twitter say Curtis Blades is John Jones' worst matchup.
I don't think so.
Have you seen that?
I think Tom Aspinall's a better matchup for John Jones than Curtis Blades. But that's because Curtis Blades is a good wrestler. He's a wrestler.
I know.
So
but the guys that John has had problems with are big bodies.
yeah, and you know what's
When
going to
he was
happen? You know what's going to happen if Curtis Blades fights John Jones? You're going to see John Jones, Daniel Cormier, number 4.
Yeah. He's going to fucking piece him apart.
That's what's going to happen. So, but I'm curious to
He's
see how this
gonna
ends
give
up.
him- I know. I'm excited, man. It's just every week. You kind of forget, and then you go back and look, and you're like, "Holy shit, that's a fight night."
I know, and I'm glad this one starts at 7. So this one's gonna start at 7. The main card starts at 7, unlike 8:30, like the last one. So even better for me. I love the early cards.
Yeah, because hopefully they the Song Yadong and Ricky Simon it was canceled off of that and moved to 223, right?
Yep.
The week after. Yeah.
So can't wait to see that shit for sure. But
Banger.
you got anything to add for this fight night?
No. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
All right. I love you guys as in the Broke Boys where you got breaking news.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier. Is this breaking news that Nick Nasty's fighting?
Breaking news.
We gotta get everybody there, man.
We got a couple of different some MMA news to talk about. Alex Pieta moving up a weight class.
Yeah.
Who could you potentially see his first fight being?
Whoo, man. Does he get a top 5?
I think he gets top 7.
Let me you got the rankings pulled up?
Yeah. Like maybe give him Nikita Krylov.
You can't give him a wrestler, right?
Or does Dana White give him a wrestler?
That's what I'm saying is like, do you put him with another striker who's gonna bang with him, or do you put him with a light heavyweight that's gonna probably destroy him?
I think
in the first fight,
I think Jan Blachowicz would be a good fight for him.
I like that. I mean, he is bigger than Izzy, and Izzy didn't really get up to 205, didn't he fight? He fought light heavyweight at 185.
Yeah, or does Jan? I know Blachowicz was talking about going down to middleweight and fighting Izzy.
Yeah, no, it'll be the same shit.
You don't think
He's
Izzy
gonna
can beat
lay
him?
on him? He's gonna lay on him.
Yeah, true. I don't know. I
Like
think
he
Izzy
did the
beats him
first
this
fight.
time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. You can't really count Izzy out, can you?
Yeah, obviously not. Even though
Nope.
he's bragging about winning one time against a guy who's beat him 3 times.
Yeah, that's where I don't agree with you. I mean, they're fighting for a championship. They're 1-1. does a third now him saying that the score is settled, that's a little ridiculous.
The score is far from settled, my friend.
That and Alex's coach holding up the 3-1 when they were announcing Izzy as a winner was pretty badass.
Yeah, I would do the
Well,
same thing. But I like the fact that Alex is wanting to move up because he is big. And he'll hold that against Izzy for the rest of his life that I beat you 3 times. You've only beat me once. Cool beans. I won the belt from you first. And you won it back from me. It's okay. I beat you first.
I think y'all were saying last week too that, and I don't mean to talk about shit y'all talked about last week, but you were saying that Izzy was hurt on the fence.
I think he was.
And I didn't really think, I thought about it, but and then y'all were like, I think he was lying about playing possum and shit. I think he was hurt after watching it multiple times.
Yeah.
When he gave him the knee, when Alex gave him the knee and his hands kind of dropped, he was hurt. And I think if Alex hits him with that uppercut, that would have been it.
Yeah, I agree. And for Izzy to say he was playing the possum and then just called him, Alex did let his guard down though. He pulled his hands down, which fucked him up, and that's where Izzy landed that punch. But for him to step up a weight class, I like that. It gives him a chance to bulk up, but it's going to be tough for him to beat a Yuri. I don't think he beats Hill at all.
No.
So he's going to have to get a Jan Magomed or a Krylov or even an Anthony Smith or something along that nature.
What about Anthony Smith?
I don't know. I think Anthony Smith sucks.
Is he going to fight anymore?
Who knows?
Like, is he looking for a fight?
He's a scrub, in my opinion. He's one of those guys that just needs to get out of the division too. Like, just get out of there.
Why is he still fifth? Why is he still fifth?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
So there's no telling. But
what about
Ryan Spann?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Dude, Superman Spann. Even though he took that L, bro, Krylov put the money on his ass. I was not expecting that.
Even these guys at the bottom of the rankings, Dominic Reyes and Alex.
Dude, Reyes gets fucked up.
See, but I think they need to give it. He needs one of those fights though
to get his name in the light heavyweight. You're probably right. Maybe give him a Ryan Spann, or I don't think Dominic Reyes though. I mean, maybe Pieta moves up and beats Jan Blachowicz, and then he can say, "I beat the guy who beat you."
I mean, I could see him wanting to do that.
You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is like he comes in he came to a division that he had already beat the guy twice, right? So everything is set up. He's already beat him twice. He comes in, he beats him a third time. He didn't have to, he beat Sean Strickland, whatever. But he didn't really go through the typical grind of that. And I don't think he needs to go through the grind of light heavyweight. But I think he needs to win a couple fights like he did at middleweight.
I agree. I think ultimately the best storyline would be him moving up, winning a few, getting a fight against Jamal Hill, and beating Jamal Hill, the guy who beat his predecessor. Over.
Oh, sweet dreams.
So, I love Jamal Hill,
man. Hill. I know.
I love him, dude. I'm so glad he's the champ. I want to
see.
You like
our champ? You like our champs right now? I say our. You like the UFC's champ? Who is the champion?
No.
Who don't you like?
I hate Aljamain Sterling.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
I fucking hate Sterling, but that division, bro. I want to see Corey Sandhagen be the champ, but I know that's not gonna happen. I don't think, but it could if Sandhagen gets a.
Dude, it's like, man, that guy looks good, and then he comes out and gets fucked up.
Yeah, and then Sean O'Malley, and I don't know, man. That division to me is a toss up, but. And then Islam. Islam's such a terrible champ, dude.
Yeah.
He's such
So
a
Islam and Aljamain you don't like?
yeah. Islam and Aljamain are my two least favorite champs because in the lightweight, I would love to see Charles back as the champ again. He's one of my favorites, and even Darush. I like watching Darush fight, which is next on my news list. The Charles and Darush got canceled, and now it's getting moved again. I guess the injury was settled, and it's going to be just a little bit of an extension. But Charles is going to get moved again, and they're going to reschedule the fight. But that kind of scares me now for Charles, knowing that he's got an injury and then he's going to get a rescheduled fight a month or two later. Darush is hot right now, and he wants the fight. And I like Benel Darush, and I think but I want to see Charles win. I don't even want to bet against Charles because he's one of my favorites at the moment. But
it's hard to bet against somebody as hot as
Darush, 100%. And then Justin Gaethje just winning. I would love to see Gaethje Poirier. That would be so fucking cool to see. And
what do you think of that decision with Gaethje?
What, beating Fiziev?
Yeah,
that was that was an awesome win, dude. Rafael Fiziev is a contender, and he's gonna be a contender for a long time.
Yeah. Did you see what's Islam and Ali Abiz, their manager?
Oh yeah.
What he said about waiting on the winner of Charles and Darush?
No, what did he say?
He said that on what is it? It's in July or June?
June, I think.
He said whenever Darush pretty much manhandles Charles, Islam will be waiting. So they're waiting on that fight. No matter. I mean, obviously they're waiting on it, but
good. I want to see Benel Darush fuck Islam up.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
What I don't want in the UFC is any more Dagestani champions.
Dude.
I don't want any more Khabibs, dude. I hate Khabib. I don't want any more.
Islam's kind of fun.
No, fuck him. Dude,
he's more fun than Khabib.
How many times in y'all's podcast when y'all were talking about the UFC did I send you messages and be like, "Fuck Khabib. Khabib's a bitch. I hate Khabib."
Dude, I agree. Tyler's the one who thinks he's the GOAT.
No, he's not the GOAT.
He fought 13 times in the UFC.
He's not the GOAT. Conor is levels on the GOAT list than Khabib is, even though he lost to Khabib. I don't care what anybody says.
It really makes me smile when y'all talk good about Conor. There's not a lot of people that do.
I love you can't, dude. He's the double fucking champ. The double champ. There's nobody that you can call the double champ but Conor McGregor. He is the guy known for being the double champ. So Conor is the guy, and I'm so excited for the Ultimate Fighter to come back and McGregor and Chandler. That's going to be a hell of a TV show to watch. I can't wait for that.
You think Conor fights again?
Yeah, hell yeah, he does. He's got to. He's going to fight at the end.
We'll see.
You think we're gonna have like a Chuckla Del Tito Ortiz type shit where they cancel the fight?
Yeah, possibly. He's got a titanium leg.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, we'll break off from the news with being on the topic of Khabib. Khabib released his GOAT list, and I want to go down it with you and see kind of what you think. I know me and Nick have gone over our GOAT lists in the past, and I've read it. One thing I want to highlight is fuck Khabib for not having Conor on his GOAT list. He's a bitch for that.
He has Frankie Edgar, but not Conor McGregor.
This guy has Dominic Cruz and Frankie Edgar at 15, and not even Conor McGregor. Like, get the fuck out of here. But his number 15, Dominic Cruz, Frankie Edgar. Number 14, Mirko Cro Cop, Miocic. And then his number 13 is Hendo and Shogun. Number 12, Couture, Cain Velasquez. Number 11, Royce Gracie. and we'll get into the top 10. Here's where it gets a little dicey because there's some I agree with and some I don't. So it's number 10 is BJ Penn. BJ Penn is I like BJ Penn in a top 15. I don't know if he's top 10. He's definitely top 15 in my opinion, but top 10, I don't think so. Adesanya could definitely be top 10 now. He's held the belt for as long as he has. I don't disagree with that. Kamaru Usman at 8. I don't disagree with that at all either. And then his number 7 is Jose Aldo. I don't hate it because I think Aldo is definitely top 10 for the career that he had. But who beat Aldo?
Conor
fucking McGregor. Dude, what are we talking about here? He ended the guy's legacy.
12 seconds?
Ended his legacy. I saw a video where Conor walked by him and farted on him and laughed and kept walking.
I saw that too.
Like, what a badass. But Jose Aldo deserves to be in the top 10 for sure.
He's the king of Rio de Janeiro. God, I can't speak.
Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
bro.
get so excited.
But 7, I'll take 7. 6, Henry Cejudo. Okay. Number 5, DC. No. That's where we stop. Daniel Cormier is not top 5 of all time.
Oh.
He's not.
So how do you put Conor's double champ? I know he was simultaneously.
Conor McGregor is over DC as a double champ.
Ooh. That's tough, man. That's tough. And I love Conor.
I think he's better than DC when it comes to who he was in the UFC.
Oh, yeah. Nobody compares to Conor. The fuck?
Yeah, but that's like saying, how is Kamaru Usman number 8 when he almost broke Anderson Silva's record?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. I don't mind Aldo being at, 7?
Yeah.
And I think Stipe should be higher. And I mean, BJ Penn at number 10 at 16 and 14 is just. I mean, I know their records are whatever. They lose some later on in their career, but 16 and 14, can't do that.
And then, like, putting Royce Gracie at number 11.
Iconic
for what he did. But no offense to the Gracie legends, he's getting fucked up by the top strikers in the UFC right now.
Yeah, he just did it out of respect.
You know what I'm saying? But then his number 4, I'm with it. His top 4, I can agree with. Mighty Mouse is one of my favorite fighters ever. Anderson Silva at number 3, GSP at number 2, Fedor and Jones at number 1. I can agree with that. I wouldn't put Fedor at number 1 personally. Maybe top 5, but not number 1. Because I think GSP is that motherfucker. But
yeah.
John Jones definitely is the GOAT of the UFC, without a doubt. So to have him at number 1,
1,000%.
you can agree. You got to agree with that.
1,000%. I think like you said, his top 4, no real issues. Conor not in the top 10, not even on his list, is blasphemous.
To not have Conor on the list is definitely a little bit mind-blowing. Even to not have Volk necessarily on your list at top 15 is kind of disrespectful.
Dominic Cruz at 15?
Yeah.
He should be higher.
So
I mean, you have once again, his list is shit, just like his career.
Amen. Preach it. Say it one more motherfucking time. Fuck Khabib.
Fuck Khabib, man.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. I didn't even ask you this to make up a list, but I want to know your top 5.
John 1.
Okay.
Anderson 2. Mighty Mouse. GSP, and Izzy
Izzy at 5.
after this win, dog. He is
Ooh, I don't
first
know
two,
about that.
and I mean, you did put me on the spot. I might listen back and be like, "You're a dumbass," but
Ah,
first two-time middleweight champ, and I'm
it's
telling
true.
you, I don't know what it is about his win 2 weeks ago. To me personally, that's one of the greatest wins because of the story, whether he's 1-3 against the guy, whatever. Just the build up and then him being up against the fence and hitting him with the 3 arrows, just the whole thing. And I'm not the biggest Izzy fan, but just watching that shit just made me like, this guy has went through. I respect guys more when they move weight classes. That's why I can't respect Khabib. I can't. I never will. I don't give a shit. He never moved. He never challenged himself.
I agree.
He weight bullied. Whoa, everybody does it. No, he weighs 220 right now, walking around.
Yeah.
God, dude, I wish somebody would just ragdoll his ass, and it can't be me because I can't do it.
I'm looking through some of the comments on here, and somebody comment on his list and says, I guess Dagestanians don't know math because this top 10 is fucked up.
Yeah, it's like 30 or 20 something.
That shit is funny as fuck. But yeah, what a disgraceful top 10 from Khabib. I mean, he had some right, but to not have Connor in there, come on, dude, you're a sucker, dude. Even John Jones would probably have DC in his top 10, and DC would have John Jones in his top 10.
I got a question for you. What are your thoughts on Forrest Griffin?
He's a legend.
Would you put him in your top 20?
Top 20?
Yeah.
Debatable. Probably. Okay, I'd put him in the top 10 for the light heavyweight division.
Yeah.
For sure.
Man, those mid 2000s, man.
I mean,
UFC's great now.
he beat my favorite fighter ever.
Who?
Rampage.
Is that your favorite fighter?
Oh, dude, I fucking love Rampage, dude. I've been watching Rampage since Pride, and yes, fuck yes, Rampage is my number one favorite.
Do you want to power bomb me into a pool someday?
Bro, I'll slam page the fuck out of you.
Yes. Y'all would whoop my ass.
Oh, dude. But yeah, man. Oh well. Khabib's top 10. That's a good top 5 though. I don't hate it.
It is. It is.
But I think we covered a good bit. I want to hear maybe one or two of your hot takes before we finish up, and then we'll kind of, or anything you want to add to the show tonight.
The women's hot take is that, and I don't even know if this is a hot take, but Ronda Rousey's overrated.
Oh, that's not a hot take. Oh, maybe it isn't to anybody else, but I agree.
Okay. I mean, we have a lot of the same opinions on things, so
I mean, don't get me wrong. Ronda Rousey brought something to the women's division that nobody else did, and that was with her judo skills. I mean, she was a judo Olympian, gold medalist, you know? So I want my daughter to grow up to be like Ronda Rousey when it comes to shit like that. I don't want my daughter to grow up to be Amanda Nunes. I want my daughter to grow up to be Ronda Rousey and transition to be a superstar and other things, you know? Not just be a fucking badass bitch like Amanda Nunes is.
But why does Ronda Rousey just the way she responded to her losses just don't sit right with me.
No, I mean, she thought she was hot shit, and then Holly Holmes let her know, bitch, your chin ain't nothing. You ain't finna ragdoll me. Bam, boom, bam, down for the count.
Her fight with Amanda Nunes is one of the most punishing fights I've ever watched since I've been watching MMA.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, there's nothing better than Amanda Nunes, so you can't. Anybody that fights her, they're in for some trouble.
Okay. My other hot take we kind of already talked about, just with Khabib. I'll never mention him in the GOAT conversation.
Okay.
Ever. ever. It doesn't matter. 13 fights, yeah, lost maybe 2 rounds. That's debatable, I guess. His whole career, he beat my boy Conor McGregor. But the longevity factor for me plays a huge part in determining a GOAT.
Oh, I
Fucking
agree
Mighty Mouse.
100%.
Mighty Mouse is still whooping ass.
Still beating ass in one, dude. And I love watching him fight in ONE FC.
Yes. He's just a dog, man. One last question before we exit out of here. Amanda Nunes, she's 5'7". Henry Cejudo is 5'4". Do you think Amanda Nunes can get out of the first round?
No, not a chance. No.
No chance?
Not even close. Henry Cejudo would light work.
Yeah. You gotta send me the responses of people whenever they hear that fucking stupid ass question.
Light work, bro. Cejudo is about to beat Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. That's in 2 weeks, bro.
I know.
I'm sure y'all will talk about it next week. I'll definitely tune into that.
Yeah, because the next fight night after this one coming up, this sucks.
Mm.
So what?
Yong Zedong.
Yeah, buddy. But man, that's it for me, man. I appreciate you stepping in tonight, throwing in some takes. You're definitely gonna be on more shows. I felt like it was a good time we had tonight. The flow was there. We were right on the money where we should be, man. So anytime you ever want to step back in, throw some hot takes, hell, be a regular for all we care, man. We're always down to have more voices and have more people express their hot takes and their different point of views and takes for different fights. So feel free to step in at any moment, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me come on. It was a hell of a time. I try to keep up with it the best I can. Y'all are a lot more knowledgeable just when it comes to technical things, especially fighting wise. But I'm a huge fan of y'all. I'm a huge fan of the MMA community. So I'll be fucking rooting y'all on whenever you want me on. Just shoot me a text, my man.
Hell yeah. But like always, got to give credit where credit is due. This podcast wouldn't be shit without the Overs Club. So if you don't know what the fuck it is, it's one of the best gambling discords you can be a part of. We're sitting at roughly almost 4,000 members right now. You can get all of your betting advice, betting stats, bets from any of our exclusive members for fucking free. We don't charge shit for anything. You come in, join the Discord. It's always in the bio, like always. And we're growing rapidly, man. So eventually this place is going to be blowing up. And we do all sports, like even NASCAR. Like we do fucking every sport you can think of. There's always bets coming through from every member inside the Discord. And then our exclusive bets are always free for anybody that joins. So like I said, links in the bio. Mitch, appreciate you joining us, brother. We'll catch y'all motherfuckers next week.
Peace.
Peace.
I've got the look that drives to go wild. I've got the move that really moves. I said, chill.